After 2 delays due to coronavirus, we can finally say the NBA draft is this Wednesday night. Marquette's all-time leading scorer, Marcus Howard, is hoping to hear his name called, and he joins us now. Marcus, 5 months later, it's finally here. What are those emotions like for you?
It's just a moment of relief. It's been a long process, but it's been a gratifying one. Gotten a lot of great work in. I've learned a lot. Spent some great time with my family. So yeah, I'm ready for the next step. I'm extremely excited. I'll be with my family, so I'm extremely excited to see what happens. And yeah, it's going to be great.
How many teams have you interviewed with at this point?
Up to this point, I've interviewed with probably every team but three. So I've pretty much talking to the entire league. Gotten to meet a lot of great people in different organizations. Got to see what makes them unique and things like that. So it's been a great process, in terms of getting to know these different people in different organizations. So I've been extremely fortunate. They believe, I have a unique skill set that I'm in the draft have, and that's my ability, to score the ball at a high and efficient clip. So I think that's what separates me from a lot of people and players in this draft is the way I'm able to, score the basketball and be effective on the offensive end.
And I know all of these scouts have plenty of game tape from your time at Marquette, but what else have you done over the last couple of months back home in Arizona to give more tape and show that you've improved your game?
Yeah, I'm definitely playing into my strengths. Teams know I can score, know I can shoot the ball, know I can do it a number of ways. So continuing to emphasize, the things I'm good at, but also, things I've been working on, is definitely understanding the point guard position even more so. I felt my 4 years at Marquette, Coach Wojciechowski, Coach Stan Johnson, as well as the entire coaching staff did an amazing job of helping me develop, from being a scoring guard to trying to be a complete player. And I'm continuing to learn that position. So continuing to make reads in the pick and roll, understanding that at the next level, that's a big part of what offenses are used to doing is playing within the pick and roll. So that's been, my main focus is making reads in those situations, as well as, continuing to improve upon the intangibles of my speed and agility, my strength. So yeah, just preparing myself for the next level and knowing that I'm gonna be playing with, some of the best athletes in the world.
Marcus, I remember a couple of years ago when we sat down and there was one quote that you said that really stood out to me. You said, heart over height. You can't change anything about being 5'11", but you showed in your time at Marquette the heart that you have. Do you feel like it will translate to you being drafted on Wednesday night?
Most definitely. I think that's my biggest asset that I can bring to any team, any organization, is, the passion, the fight, the desire I have to be the best player I can be. I think my aggressiveness and how I approach the game and the seriousness I take in my approach is what is a strong suit for me as a player. So personally going into this process, my height is the least of my worries.
Marcus, I know how much you loved your time in Milwaukee. How would Marcus Howard look in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform?
The 4 years I spent at Marquette, are the best of my life. And I'm eternally grateful for the people of the city of Milwaukee and the people at Marquette. And, it would be a dream come true, to be able to represent the state as well as the city of Milwaukee at the professional level. I gave everything I had to an unbelievable program for an unbelievable coach in Coach Wojo. But to be able to do that again in the same city, I couldn't think of a better situation. Of course, my dream is to be an NBA player, but to do it in a home away from home, that would be unbelievable. I've had the utmost respect for the Bucks organization and, all the success they've had. And having a player like Giannis, one of the greats, it would be an amazing experience, So leading up to Wednesday, there's so much uncertainty, but, if that were to happen, I would be ecstatic.
Are the Bucks one of the teams that you have spoken to?
Yeah, yeah, and every conversation I've had with them, has been great. They're unbelievable people, an amazing culture. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens Wednesday. But to have an opportunity to play back in Milwaukee would be unbelievable.
And Marcus, I know how important family is to you. So how special will that be on Wednesday night, regardless of what happens, just to share that memory with them?
Oh man, it's just something I've been dreaming about, since I was a little kid, since, I picked up a basketball, and for the realization of it to, be happening in a couple days and for me to actually be at home with my family. Although my older brother Jordan's playing in Puerto Rico, taking care of his business, he'll be with us in spirit. But the rest of my family will be with me And that's a moment I've dreamt about, for as long as I can remember. Being able to say that I'm officially an NBA player while my family's there. That's something that no price tag could ever put on it. You can't put it into words. I know it's going to be an emotional day, and to be able to share it with my family, that's all I could ask for. So I'm looking forward to that. There definitely will be some happy tears, but it'll be a moment that I've been dreaming about forever, and to see it happen, it'll be awesome.
Let's hope you hear your name called. Marcus Howard, thank you so much for taking the time, and best of luck this week, and of course, well beyond this week, because it doesn't matter exactly what happens on Wednesday night. You've got a long career ahead of you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.